Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have another very easy keto dessert recipe for you. Today I am going to show you how to make quick, easy keto strawberry cookies. These are a great dessert. They're super quick, super easy. They're perfect for a springtime look to your table, or you got Easter coming around the corner. This is perfect to brighten up your little dessert tray. You can decorate them any way you want and they will look beautiful. So if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos, at least every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while you do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Line 2 large baking sheets with parchment paper or silicone baking mats and set them aside for a minute. In a large mixing bowl, combine 85 grams or around 3/4 cup of coconut flour, 5 grams or around 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 50 grams or around 1/4 cup of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. You can also adjust it more or less depending on how sweet you want your cookies. Sift these all together until everything is fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 2 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smooth. If you want to keep this egg free, you can use flax or chia eggs instead. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and all the dry ingredients are moist. Add a 1/2 cup of very soft room temperature butter. You don't want this melted, but you do want it very soft so that it stirs in smoothly. If you want to keep this dairy free, you can use coconut oil or any other butter substitute of your choice. Stir the butter in until everything is fully combined and smooth. Add 85 grams or around 1/3 cup of the keto strawberry preserves or jam. If you don't want to use preserves or jam, you can also just finely chop up some fresh strawberries and put them in there instead of the jam. If you do this, you'll most likely need to add a little bit more oil or milk after everything is combined because the preserves gives your dough a little bit more moisture. I also like to use the preserves rather than chopping up strawberries because I think it has a more pronounced flavor and it also naturally dyes your dough that pink tint. Add a 1/2 teaspoon of strawberry or vanilla extract. You can use any extract flavor you want, and you can also adjust this more or less depending on how dominant of a taste you want in your cookies. Stir everything together until everything is fully combined and a smooth dough has formed. If you want to, you can add a little bit of red or pink food coloring to give your dough more of a pink tint to it. Also, I prefer gel food coloring as opposed to any other type of food coloring. If you are using a more liquid-based food coloring, then be careful not to use too much. Otherwise, your flour to wet ingredients is going to be thrown off and you're not going to have the right texture of your dough. Once everything is all stirred together, check your dough and make sure you have the right texture. Form it into a ball, then roll it around in the mixing bowl a few times. Make sure that it's staying all together really well. Then take a small portion of the dough in your hand and roll it around in a ball, then kind of flatten it a little bit, play with it a little bit in your hands. If it's holding its shape well and staying together well, then you know you've got the right texture. If it's feeling dry and it's crumbling, then you need to add a tiny bit more of milk or oil of your choice. If it feels like it's too moist and it's sticking to your hands, then just add very small amounts of coconut flour until it's no longer sticking to your hands. Once you have the right texture, if you want to, you can fold in some chopped strawberries or some white chocolate chips or some milk chocolate chips, whatever you want if you choose to add anything to it. I'm just leaving mine just as it is. Scoop the dough out 1 tablespoon at a time onto your prepared baking sheets. Make sure when you're scooping these out and putting them on your baking sheet that you're leaving at least around 2 inches of space in between each scoop. You need space to be able to shape the cookies. Once the dough is all scooped out and placed on your baking sheet, roll each scoop into a tight, smooth ball and place it back on the baking sheet. Again, keeping that 2-inch space in between each one of the scoops. Once all the dough is rolled into tight balls, use your hands and flatten each one of the dough balls into your desired shape and thickness. Whatever thickness you're wanting your cookies to be, that would be how thick you would press out your cookies. I've told you guys many times, coconut flour baked goods really don't expand or rise or anything like that. So pretty much whatever shape and whatever thickness you flatten these out to, that's pretty much what they're going to be when they're done baking. Also, again, make sure after you've shaped your cookies that there still is some space, at least an inch of space in between each one of the cookies. These do expand just a tiny bit, but more than that, you want the warm air of the oven to be able to circulate around each individual cookie so you have a good even cook on all the cookies. Once the cookies are all shaped, place them in your preheated oven. Bake at 375 degrees for 8 to 12 minutes or until they're golden around the edges. Once the cookies are all baked, remove them from the oven. They will be soft, but they will firm up as they cool. Allow them to cool in the pan for at least 10 minutes or until they're firm enough to transfer to the wire racks. After 10 minutes and the cookies have cooled up, transfer them to a wire rack, then allow them to cool completely before serving or before putting any glaze or frosting or anything like that on it. Make sure they cool completely. They will continue to firm up as they cool. Once the cookies are cooled completely, you can leave them just as they are, or you can frost them, you can glaze them. I am melting some chocolate and putting a little chocolate drizzle over the top. So if you are wanting to do the chocolate drizzle, all you need to do is melt about 3 ounces of keto chocolate chips until they're completely smooth. Then use a spoon and drizzle the chocolate in whatever shape and design and however much you want over the tops of your cookies. Also, if you're doing the chocolate drizzle, once you're done drizzling the chocolate over your cookies, then place your cookies in the freezer for about 15 minutes or so just to help the drizzle firm up. Once the drizzle has firmed up, you can remove them from your freezer. All right, we are back. I have cooked my yummy strawberry cookie. I put that chocolate drizzle on that. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Chocolate drizzle always makes me smile. So, let's see if I'll still be smiling after I eat it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Tastes like a chocolate-covered strawberry. Yummy. These are great. Very good. You can put any type of frosting on them, or you can just leave them plain if you don't want to frost them at all. The cookie part tastes good even without the chocolate on it. But these are yummy, they're delicious, and they will make a great little quick dessert for you. Yep, yep, yep. You can eat these immediately. If you do have any leftovers, you can store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days, or in an airtight container in your refrigerator for up to 1 week. Or you can wrap these individually and put them in a freezer-safe bag or freezer-safe container and freeze them for up to 3 months. Eat and enjoy. And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.